Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the campus of Gettysburg College as we end the spring Facebook Live season previews with the Bullets women's golf team. Ladies, welcome on what's turning into more like a spring day. It's still quite a bit of snow out there on the ground, but hopefully we'll be able to get out on the golf course in the very near future. Of course, joining me today are senior Sam Sessa from Garden City, New York, as well as sophomore Skylar Frankiewicz from Concord, Massachusetts. So, Sam, we're going to start with you. We're going to go right to the top. You're a senior, you're entering your fourth year here at Gettysburg. Just talk a little bit about your role on the team this year.
Huge leadership position. I learned a lot from Sarah last year. It's mainly about making them feel comfortable and, giving them a lot of confidence and just kind of being there for them on and off the golf course.
Of course, Sarah Hansen, who graduated last year, two-time Centennial Conference Player of the Year. She really went out on top two of her career, and I'm sure you're looking to do the same thing as well, right? Exactly. So, Skylar, you're a sophomore now, a super sophomore, and you kind of burst onto the scene last year as a freshman. How do you build off that outstanding freshman season you turned in last year?
Well, I just had wrist surgery over the summer, so I'm just getting back into golf, and I didn't really play that much during the fall. But I just want to practice hard, work on my short game, and do better this year.
So with the wrist surgery, did that affect your driving ability, your mid-range game? Probably not putting a whole lot. She's still pretty good?
She's the furthest hitter I've ever seen in my life.
That's a pretty good shot. Sam, turning back to you, you've got kind of family history at Gettysburg College. Your brother Reed went here, graduated in 2012. We've just determined before we went live with the broadcast, and played for the men's golf team too. Now, did he have anything to do with you ending up at Gettysburg College, or was it, you just liked the place, you came here and you wanted to play golf?
At first I was looking at a lot of D1 schools. I thought that was the kind of competition that I wanted to be playing all 4 years. Turns out Reed had a really good experience here with Coach Petrie. And he was always saying D3 was the move, it's competitive, but you can also have an outside life. So I came here, met with Coach Sue, and we had really good chemistry. I loved her, and I thought it was a perfect fit. And then ever since then, this is the only school that I looked at or even thought about.
And we're happy to have you here, too. Of course, Sam is the program's all-time leader in scoring average at 80 strokes per round, as well as the single-season average at 79.6, and she holds the single-round record at an even 72 par. Remember what course it was?
Links, freshman year, fall.
At the Gettysburg Links. I've played there, and I can't believe you shot a 72 on that course.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's pretty good. I mean, you'll take it, right?
Yeah.
Now, Skylar, turning to you. You were not the only first year to have an outstanding season last year. There were several other first years who are now sophomores who really turned in great seasons. Hannah Fireman was the CC Rookie of the Year after finishing third at conferences. Katie McCarthy just missed all conference honors. She finished 8th overall at Centennials last year. And, of course, they're back alongside you as well. So talk a little bit about what it was like to come in with that talented group. And is there any kind of friendly rivalry you have in the team itself?
I mean, maybe there's rivalry that I don't know about, but no, but it's really good that we are all pretty good and shoot low scores because we push each other to do better. And that's what we saw at conferences last year, and we all did really well. So
I'd say, of course, you were all conference along with Hannah, and Katie was just on the outside of that. I think she missed it by maybe just 2 strokes to get into that all conference list. Sam, turning back to you, obviously we talked a little bit about your history here at Gettysburg College. You're going to go down as one of the top players in school history. But I know you want to get better. I know how competitive you are. So what are your goals for this season?
Yeah, so my freshman year, I played lights out most tournaments, and it was kind of hard to come back from that sophomore year. I played really well in conferences, nationals. I had 2 rounds at 72, or not 72, 75, 76. And I'm kind of just looking to do the same. I want to lower my scoring average this season, get down to mid-70s. Same for conferences. I'd like to be in the 70s both days. And then if we get the AQ, hopefully going to nationals, I'd like to see 3 out of my 4 scores be in the 70s.
Do you have a list at home that you keep and reference back? That's good. It's good to have goals, and it's good to have those in front of you all the time. Yeah. So, Skylar, obviously Sam is a senior. You've kind of been learning from her in your first, year and a half here at Gettysburg College. There's some other upperclassmen on the team too, Fontaine McFeeters, Jillian Marini, and a few others as well. So what have you kind of picked up from the upperclassmen and their leadership in the last year and a half you've been on campus?
They both bring a really positive attitude to the game. Sam has taught me how to relax before tournaments, We make each other laugh, which is good. So I have fun out there. Also, they have experience. They've played for 4 years. So it was pretty helpful at nationals last year when they had already played the course before. So that helped me out a lot.
The guys, when I interviewed the men's golfers the other day, they talked about when they're on the course sometimes, they don't see each other for 3.5 hours except from 200 yards away or something, or if they're approaching the green. They talked about giving each other little signs to make each other laugh. Do you guys have stuff like that too?
Yeah, 100%. She sometimes jumps from the other fairway. I'm just waving and just trying to calm everyone down. It's fun though.
Yeah, you got to keep things light, right?
Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours where you're basically by yourself with two women you don't really know that well. Mm-hmm. So, Skylar, I'm actually going to stick with you for the next question. Kind of the same thing I asked Sam about personal goals. Do you have some goals this season you have set forth for yourself?
Yes, I do. I want to lower my scoring average to below 80 is my goal, I'd say. Last year I had a couple higher ups out there, so struggling a bit with the scoring average, but that's my main goal.
And Sam, of course, I'll come back to you. There's more than just you and Skylar on the team. Of course, I've mentioned some of those other players that'll be out there competing for the starting spots. Hannah Fireman and Katie McCarthy, of course, returning starters. We've got Jillian Marini, who's been a starter in there, as well as Fontaine, who's back on the team as well. She was studying abroad, I believe, last spring, correct? And she's finished just off of that all-conference ladder as well. I believe she finished 7th or 8th 2 years ago at conferences, so she's looking to get back in the running too. What do you expect to see out of the rest of the lineup, and has anybody impressed you so far during the fall season and preseason?
I think that the returning sophomores, they've been playing so well. They've been becoming very consistent. Katie's dropped a lot of strokes in her play. We just saw in Florida. Hannah, I haven't seen her have her short game this tight, and Skylar is she's a beast. She's so long, so consistent, so strong. And I hope to see, Jillian or Fontaine really, step it up and show us what they can do, because after losing Sarah Hansen, that was just a huge 5th key person on the top 5. So I think where we're at right now and how we've been playing, I feel it'll be kind of an easy glide into the season.
And of course, easy glide. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Centennials last year, where you guys turned in probably the most two dominant. No, you did turn in the most 2 dominant days in Centennial Conference history, firing off 317 one day and 311 the next. The 311 on the final day, beating our own program record by 7 or 8 strokes, and then the team's total score of 638 was 30 strokes better than the 2-day total that we had a few years ago. It was an incredible ending for all-conference people as well. 4 of the 7 out there were from our team on the all-conference team. So 7th straight title. We're the preseason favorite this year to pick up an 8th straight title as well. However, even though we've gotten better, the rest of the conference has gotten better too. And you look at Ursinus and McDaniel, their score averages has dropped too, right along with ours over the past 10 years that I've been here at Gettysburg College. And we have 2 new additions to the conference as well, Marymount University and Newman College too, competing as associate members for the first time this season. So with the addition of those 2 teams, what do you expect to see competitively out there on the course in Centennial play this year?
We like competition, obviously. We are a really competitive team, and I think that these 2 new teams to the conference is really going to help us and just help women's golf in our conference. And I know that Coach Sue has been trying to add, teams to our conference since my freshman year, so I feel this is going to be a really good addition to our conference and our competition.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a lot better to have more teams and more competition this spring season. So I'm excited for that.
Especially with all like the competitive rounds we have in the spring. It's just good to have more tournaments.
Yeah, I get to see some new fresh faces as well. Two teams come from different conferences, see what they bring to the table. In addition to our own, too, you never know what the other teams have picked up as well as far as bringing in first years. I mean, somebody could bring in 3 first years like we did last year and just skyrocket to the top. Hopefully skyrocket to the second place, but we'll see how it goes. So my end-all question for the both of you, of course, is about the team's goals and expectations this season. What do you guys want to do in the weeks leading up to Centennials and, of course, at the Centennial Conference Championship and hopefully Nationals beyond that?
Hopefully we stay close to 311. I mean, that was an absurd round for all of us, but I think that should be the goal, is to stay in the low 300s and just keep practicing like we're doing, and we're getting a little bit more competitive during our practices, which is nice. We're keeping like our score, and we're just competing against each other, and I think that's kind of helping us get ready for like the real life situations and our matches.
Leading up to conferences, we just have to practice hard and practice well, and we should do really well. I think we'll stay the same, 311, maybe better. We're doing pretty well now, so.
I just want to ask one more question. This is kind of a surprise off script, but I asked the men's golfers the other day, with all the snow on the ground, how they're able to compete and get rounds in. Obviously, we've got the TrackMan downstairs. What are you guys doing to utilize that equipment? What else are you doing out there to try to get ready for the season, since you can't go out and play unless you're invested into snow golf and have neon green golf balls to hit?
Well, TrackMan's huge. I mean, if we didn't have that, hitting into nets doesn't do anything like this piece of machine. It's just we're the only D3 school to have one. I think that's like a huge advantage. And the snow is bad, but we go out and putt whenever we can, or at least just a short game. Skylar chips in her room sometimes, so we literally do whatever we can.
Yeah. You can hit outside in the snow because the links is open year round, so I've done that, and it's fun. It's a little chilly, but got to bundle up a bit, and we're good.
Favorite course to play on the TrackMan downstairs?
Pebble Beach.
That was Jake Ecke's answer too. How about you, Skylar?
I have not played on the courses. I didn't know that was an option.
Well, now you know. Maybe you should play Pebble Beach.
I will. We'll play it. Yeah, we'll go now.
All right. Do you have anything else to add? I think this went pretty well. I think we've got a good gauge on the season and what's going to go on. Once the weather clears up, we're going to hit the course fast and hard, I guess. We're scheduled to play April 2nd, correct? And we're looking at the Dickinson Tri-Match at Mayapple Golf Course. That's what's on the docket right now. We'll see what the schedule may bring, so stay tuned to GettysburgSports.com for the latest schedule updates. If anything changes, you can find the answers there, as well as social media. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and we'll have all the information out there for you. So I'm Corey Jewett for Sam Sessa and Skylar Frankiewicz, signing off for the Bullets Women's Golf Team.